Hey, welcome to Social Club. A little bit of a special here. We've got James Clough from Reed Aston Villa with us, and we've got the lads as well. Well, obviously, you guys can put aside any rivalries for a moment to talk about the more important issues like Aston Villa.
What rivalry is that?
Exactly. So, obviously, Jay's like Aston Villa were 10 berries long before the season ended. The big question is, I mean, there's several big questions, I guess, is that what do you do now? What's next for Villa? And have you got the capability to make a straight return to the Premier League?
It's a long list coming up.
Start.
It's a long list to start off with. But yeah, basically first, probably protocols like get a new owner, which is on its way, which is, I've been assured it's on its way. Then probably figure out a manager. Then probably figure out the playing staff. Then probably figure out what this new manager's backroom staff wants to look like. And yeah, so it's going to be a tough one, but if there's any club to do it, it's Aston Villa. Or maybe that's just bias.
What do we reckon, lads? Because you look at some teams and you think they've got what it takes to bounce straight back. Aston Villa are just in such a weird situation that James just listed there. That's 3 or 4 pretty major things that you've got to get sorted before the ball's even kicked.
One of those things is enough to potentially prevent you from coming back up. The teams that generally bounce back are those that have stability. Sean Dyche, for example, he's never going to get sacked. Villa, I've got a soft spot for Villa because family members, big Villa fans, they were down at Arsenal yesterday, let us down, but Spurs down. But it's tough. You've got a massive mountain to climb, and but after it's done, after you've got over those many humps that you have to climb, you're going to have a different club, and I think one that you'll be prouder of.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'll be coming back up this next season.
What do you reckon, Rob?
I don't know. I think they could come back up next season if they get it right.
Of course they could.
I mean, they could. So, I mean, watching them yesterday, there are a few decent players in that. Jordan Ayew, I was very impressed with. Whether they'll be able to keep hold of him or not, that's another. I mean, I was standing there and I was watching Grealish warm up, and I was thinking to myself, last year, you would have been in the England squad, and I think there's a lot of players throughout that team who've let themselves down, let the club down, just through their unprofessionalism. So I think the most important thing is going to be who the manager is. If you make a bad appointment like a sort of another Remy Gard type person that is not really going to be the sort of manager to get them back up, then they'll stay down. But I think a Nigel Pearson or somebody like that who's going to get those players by the scruff of the neck and say, come on, this is a big club. Let's everybody perform to their maximum capacity. I think they do have the players there. Kieran Westwood's, people like that, they're decent.
I'd say they do have the players there to get up to the Championship first time of asking. The only problem is if we call out the players that just have given up on the brand of Aston Villa and the club of Aston Villa and the institution itself. Like Gabby Bonlahor just doesn't care anymore. After he resigned from being club captain, he put up a picture on Instagram of him and his kid in a static caravan. He just doesn't care anymore. Yeah, it was so weird. He just put up a picture saying this is what life's about, with him and his kid in a static caravan and the football. What? What are you doing? We need to get rid of him. We need to get rid of Lescott, who's on way too much money as it is, and just doesn't care. And there's a few others spattered about the exact same ilk.
Do you reckon it's getting rid of those? At first I thought get rid of him, but then I look at Lescott and he's actually a Villa. He's a Villa supporter. Bonio's like a Villa guy. Yeah. Is it that you need a manager that's going to come in and then maybe give him another chance and say, right, but prove yourself now? Because I look at those guys and I think if you could, in the Championship, I think they're probably not Premier League guys no more, but in the Championship, get them back up to speed. You've got Rudy Gusted, who is a Championship made for that league.
Yeah.
If you get some of those guys back on board and fighting for Villa, and they could almost literally redeem themselves, because Bonio used to be a hero with the fans, and now he's zero.
See, the thing is, I think a lot of the wounds that have been created this season from some of those players that we've just mentioned are more or less unrepairable. Yeah. So I don't think fans, especially myself, could sit there and watch and try and accept these players trying to repair that again. The damage has been done for me. I do agree with you, though, that there does need to be a bit of a culture change within Aston Villa as an institution, because it seems like for a while that a lot of players and a lot of people have got off scot-free and haven't been accountable for the kind of performances they've been putting in, and that needs to change, and hopefully that will come with new ownership. And like you say, if we get a real disciplinarian in the managing situation, then jobs are good, and like I can't complain.
So let's hypothetical. You walk in there today. You know the season's all boxed off. Everyone's about to go on their oldies. And you think, I'm making decisions now before they do. I'm going in there, and there's 3 players that I am absolutely removing from Aston Villa Football Club. Doesn't matter how much it costs me to end the contracts. Who would those 3 players be?
I'd probably go for Bonlahor, Lescott, and probably Bacuna as well. Because I mean, like the thing is, Bacuna, he's shown glimpses of quality for previous managers, but he's just switched himself off halfway through the season. As soon as it looked like the club were throwing the towel in January when they didn't sign anyone, Bacuna did as well. And that's not me trying to make an excuse for Bacuna, because he should be an ultimate professional, but he's just completely thrown the towel in and not cared at all. Lescott is just way past it, and he like just the tweets and stuff, like the whole kind of PR mess that was surrounding Lescott was dreadful, unrepairable scar there. And Gabby Bonlahor just doesn't, like I say, just doesn't care.
Can I ask what the Amari's left back?
Yeah.
Is he going to be? Is he going to be back next? Because that's a big thing. If you can keep him.
If we could keep him.
How many games did you get out of him? 7 games, 8 games,
something like that. Like I think he played 9 games.
And he looked absolute quality.
The thing is, we've had a massive outlay for him. I've heard it's like up to 20 million, depending on different bits and pieces. So like obviously not all of that's up front. So if we could keep hold of him, that would be key, because he's a massive asset. But also there's going to be people swooping, trying to see if they can turn his head. But, you know, it depends on the appetite of the new owners when they do come in. Do they want to keep hold of these assets? Or do they want to start again, in with the new manager, in with the new system, clean slate? And for me, I think that the latter sounds like the better decision, because like if you've seen what's happened over the past 5 years.
There must be a certain case that there's probably a certain degree of players there who need to atone.
Yeah.
And having them with that little bit of hunger to say, I am sinfully embarrassed because I am partly responsible for Villa being in this situation, putting them down there and going, right, okay, it's up to me to fight. The issue you've got is that are those players capable of that? Do they have that within them?
A few are. Like Ashley Westwood, for example, he's one of the players. We bought him from Crewe for about 2 million when Paul Lambert was there, and we've basically given him the chance from League One and said, look, here's your chance, go grab it. And he's not been perfect, but he's not been absolutely terrible. And he was one of the only players when we got relegated that showed any emotion on the pitch. He was crying his eyes out on the pitch when we were relegated. Those are the kind of players you want to keep hold of, that we've give the opportunity to, we've give the base to, and want to do well for the club because we've given them that chance in the past. And I'd be happy to keep hold of players like that. And I think that's the kind of play that you're talking about, to be fair. The people that we can kind of turn their heads in the right direction and be like, look, you care. Like just repay us, help us get to where we want to be, and make the fans proud again of what has, to be honest, been an absolute dreadful season.
Fantastic. Well, not for you, of course. Fantastic chat, James. Thank you very much. It doesn't look exceptionally rosy, but of course, Aston Villa Football Club with a massive history. I think, look, I've not got a great affinity for Villa, but I don't want to see them go the way of a Leeds United or a Nottingham Forest. Or whatever, you know, I think clubs of that kind of history need to be playing Premier League football, as far as I'm concerned. But
I think the one thing to say just before we end is like, as much as the players on the pitch will want to I don't care about Aston Villa Football Club as an institution and how historic it is to English football. The fans will never let that club down. They were superb yesterday. Robbie, you saw them yesterday.
They were superb. Absolutely brilliant.
And no matter what situation we're in, they're always 10 out of 10 for the most part. And for that, Villa fans, I salute you.
Yeah, they were brilliant.
Consider yourself saluted. Right. Thank you very much for watching that. Let us know your thoughts. What do Aston Villa need to do this summer to not just steady the ship, but get themselves straight back into the Premier League? Let us know in the comments below. Go over to Read Aston Villa for more updates on the football club, and subscribe to the Ball Street YouTube channel as well.